I'm fucking Mika. Hello, everyone. Hello, Modular Skeleton. Hello, Apop. Welcome to the first inaugural, if you will, Mika Mondays. Sponsored, did you know? It is, in fact, sponsored by Topaz's employer. So if you notice the advertisement that goes undisclosed halfway through the stream, everyone be polite and don't mention it, okay? Anyway, hello Apop, hello Modular Skeleton. Welcome to Mika Mondays, which is a nondescript sort of stream that I came up with when I was making the schedule this week. Mostly because I knew that this Monday was going to be a little weird for me. I had a premonition this past week, and I originally made that schedule. I said, I have a feeling some bullshit is going to happen at my job. And sure enough, a lot of bullshit happened at my job. And here we are. Here we are together at last. So I didn't want to put anything too particular on the schedule for this week. And I wanted to exercise my talking muscles. Especially over the past 6 months, give or take, I want to say. Obviously the Mika hiatus over the past year was expected, and I was dealing with additional things in that realm, beyond what was expected. And as a result, I feel as though my talking muscles ended up a lot weaker than perhaps I intended. And as a result, I wanted to make sure my, not exposition, my extemporaneous speaking skills weren't completely eroded as we go into this full week of Mika Novas. And especially when there's nothing like a video game to prop you up, it can make talking a little more challenging. It's like a little, if we're at an improv like class, they hand out the little cards about you can't see it. It's really small. It's really small, Topaz. But if I was in an improv class, this is like not getting my little prompt cards. We don't have video games as a crutch. We got no crutches here. Apop said, some bullshit is happening at mine too. Luckily, I have the unhindered ability to withdraw from the situation. Vizier, 1 year of Novas. Holy fuck. First of all, thank you, Vizier, for demonstrating the new little alert we now enjoy on the stream. First of all, second of all, holy fuck. 1 year of Novas is really horrifying, given you've been subscribed basically the entire time I've been technically on hiatus. What the fuck? Thank you, Vizier. I hope you enjoy being the one and only person with the recycling bin sub badge. Speaking of subscribers, I also can demonstrate our new emotes. Let me post them here. I added and got approved all those 3 ones I added to the Discord. So now we have all of them here. I think right now we have 2 open normal slots and 5 animated slots. And animation's a little bit above my knowledge base. It's a little above what I know how to do. So we'll see if I end up using the Emote Lab ones, but I'm a little hesitant. Topaz! Thank you for your gifted sub. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, every pony. Wait, let me scroll back up. So Apop did say, luckily I have the unhindered ability to complete withdrawal from the situation. You're dissociating, or are you quitting your job? I need a clarification on that. Then Topaz says, where's the gap tooth, bitch? Listen, I don't want to do it that way. Oh my god, I get alerts. I can hear alerts now, and it's really scary. That's really scary. Topaz is gifting all the fucking subs to the channel. Topaz! You need to pay for the broken window downstairs. Slow down. Slow down. Okay. You can barely see it. Oh, you can barely see the gap tooth. I need to fix it. I need to make it more pronounced. That's my bad, guys. Sorry. Everyone yell at me. Everyone yell at me for that. It's there. I did not get an opportunity to really test it in the past few days. Vizier, thank you again for 1 year. Modular Skeleton, Mika got Invisalign during the hiatus. You know what? Kind of as a consequence of all of the bad press that the eye surgery, what's it called? LASIX? For some reason, what the fuck? Trent Deadwood, thank you for wait, no, it's fucking Topaz again. Jesus Christ. Topaz, your wallet. Get Topaz financial offers. But I kind of end up thinking that LASIX is the same thing as Invisalign, when that is not the case. Like, I think LASIX is pretty clear that it's gonna end up leaving you, like, fucked up and maimed, whereas Invisalign is just, like, plastic retainers, right? Get the streamer their only card that reads, yes, I'm great at improv. Oh my god, I've talked about this a million times, I think in private, and a handful of times I've made a reference to it on stream. But there was a VTuber I was watching at one point. I saw a clip where someone made a joke about a different YouTuber, and she got so, like, frustrated about this joke that somewhat implied she was bad at the game she was playing, that I still think about it to this day with her inability to riff. It left a mark on me. It left a tangible forever mark on me, and I really, really wish I had, like, highlighted or clipped the best moments from it, because her frustration and upset at this joke really, really got me. It really got me, and it really inspired me in ways I don't think I can fully articulate. Which is to say, when you see a streamer that cannot, for the life of them, stay flexible and literally just riff, it's noticeable. And for the handful of streamers I've run into where they're not capable of that, they leave a mark on my psyche. And I think about you. I'm sitting there thinking about all the streamers. No, Apop says, no, more like I can do my job without getting involved in shenanigans elsewhere. Well, that's always a good skill. Sometimes people, like, really struggle to, like, mind their business. Which is good in some ways in terms of, like, righting wrongs, and bad in others. We have, like, a hex code in my chat. First time chat is 100 bits, and we get to see the fun little alert. Q54H6U34. Welcome to the stream. He was not part of a hex code. See, I don't even know shit. I don't know shit on this stream. What is it, like, some sort of code, do we think? Q54, if you would please care to explain yourself, and thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate that. Be safe, don't trip. Topaz is, like, a little unsteady on their feet, in all fairness. It happened today again. They almost tripped over their electric blanket cord that runs across their living room, and watching them, like, freeze frame try to prevent themselves from falling is really funny. And I'm sad you guys will never be able to experience Topaz falling, or almost falling, at any rate. Topaz shouldn't have given me unrestricted access to Mika Shock. It lives rent-free in my brain forever now, as it should. I think... whenever people try to reassure someone else, and they're like, well, no one's going to remember that. Only you're going to remember that. Like, no, I'm the third party in the cuck chair in your hotel room. I saw it, and I'm remembering it. We're talking about it on the Discord. You're not safe. And Topeka remembers everything. We have a long memory, and we will sit there and go, a year later, remember that time so and so did that, and we go, hee 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 hee. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, that was so funny. Hee 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 hee. Watching from the shame cook chair is crazy. Listen, someone has to, you know how it's like autofill when you're in a queue? Like League of Legends, when you select like any role, sometimes when you try to get like priority queues, that's what ends up happening. You get the cook chair. That's just the way the dice rolls. That's just the way the dice rolls. Good one, emote. We got a little dog. That's so interesting. I don't know if we've ever had a hype train before. That was kind of scary. Thank you, Topaz. Thank you, Topaz. Mika was assembled before the storage crisis. That's true. You know what? I think I mentioned this on Discord too, but Topaz and I spent and put a lot of electronics on credit, or late 2024, early 2025, because we looked at the news and said, we have a lot of electronics upgrades to make, and this is going to get really bad, isn't it? So that's why there's a 12 terabyte NAS downstairs and 2 new PCs in this house. Or, I mean, I guess 1. I mean, the other one's gone. It's not super clear to me what happened with that, but there's at least 1 PC. Hadn't really thought about the fact that if the second one gets replaced, it's at current market value on top of paying off. Well, no, the other one wasn't on credit. Topaz's wasn't on credit. I think they used their clown tax refund to buy that one. So we should be all good. I mean, if Topaz really wants to stream, they can just use my computer. So it's fine. Anyway, the mass indulgent purchase of electronics and gaming equipment before all the price hikes remains my one I told you so in this life. In this life, I can say I predicted one thing, and it was shenanigans happening, so to speak. How's everyone doing this Monday? The other reason why I wanted to do a Monday stream was because I tend to be a little bit of a downer when it comes to like work, the work week. As you know, when I start crashing out and posting, I hate my job. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I'm gonna die. Someone hit me with the truck. When I start posting like that, you know, I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. And I think having a nice little stream with very little expectations is the perfect thing to start the week off on. The burglar made the smartest financial move. And you know what? We can't fault them for that. Why did I get disconnected from chat for a second? That was scary. What's going on? Let me get the backup chat ready. I mean, if you think about it, technically burglary is like kind of peak financial choices. Insofar as, I mean, at that point, anything's free. At that point, we can get everything for free. And I can't fault anyone for that. They stole Topaz's PC, and clearly it made them happier to have Topaz's PC than Topaz is sad about losing their PC. So everyone's happy. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. So now that we're on our first Mika Mondays, let me go through some of the updates for Topeka Nation. Obviously, as you all heard, Topaz was robbed of their 2 Apple Tall PC. I think you may be hearing more updates about that in the coming week. We shall see if the police tell us anything. And they didn't take anything from you, Topaz says. That is true. They knew I was a streamer not to be messed around with. That's a Lollafella you don't want to mess around with, so to speak. And I already showed off the new emotes that are in Discord. Police haven't gotten back to me yet, but it's definitely by the end of the week. Yeah. And if they don't, I mean, it'd be a little funny, but what can you do? You know, paths get made in the grass by people saying fuck that to the sidewalk repeatedly. That's called a desire path. Fraud and theft are the ultimate desire path. And in many ways, it's just a matter of bravery going down that path. Eventually, we'll all be faced with a choice to, like, break the social contract and go off the well-worn sidewalk to the grass and dirt. And some of us, you know, might say yes, that's okay. And so everyone else may now must pay a viewer tax to recoup the costs. Everyone please keep an eye on Topaz's throne for updates as we itemize our losses and submit the insurance claim. Once we have that done, we'll start e-begging. Have you told them the perp is a fan of Mika Nova's? Well, in fairness, that's just kind of a given. Given where you live. Everyone, like, within a 5-block radius of where I live, I think has seen the stream at least once. But they tend to show the Mika Nova stream on, like, a big monitor or a big, what are they called? Screens? Like, when they have a projector set up and they, like a drive-in movie theater. That's the kind of situation. So it doesn't, like, reflect in any numbers. If only one person is streaming it off a projector, but you have 50 people watching, it's one guy, as far as Twitch is concerned. Really, if we think about it, thousands of people could be watching the stream in the clown colonies and no one would have any idea. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. I'm doing this for the benefit of the clown public. Living in Topeka Nation is crazy. Hey, you know what? Really, the crazy part is the fact the courts, I've packed the courts, I've packed the police stations, and Topaz still gets robbed. That's really the crazy part. What was the point of all that corruption then on my part? Stream piracy. No Wi-Fi. No, I'm borrowing my neighbor's electricity. I've stolen my laptop. Streaming Mika Novas for free. Easy as. I can't blame anyone for doing that on Jeff Bezos' internet. Certainly, you will not get me upset going that route. Palm, can I handle living in Topeka Nation and ran away? Where's Palm? That's the question of the day. Missing dog. Let me find the image Vizier posted. No, wait, that was Beware of the Dog, not Missing Dog. I I misremembered what that illustration had. Topeka Pirate Radio win. That would be cool, but don't you need a license in order to do, like, ham radio? Wouldn't I need, like, I think you need to be licensed for, like, radio waves, right? Is that true? Let me look it up. Do you need a license for radio in US? For Topeka Nation. Transmitting. I need to pass a technical exam for ham radio. Huh. Short range communication. What happened? That's why it's pirate radio? Ham enthusiasts often don't have licenses. How much does a ham radio cost then? Let me look this up. Oh. Why is Google giving me a CAPTCHA? Relax. Relax. Shopping. $700? $300? $200? What are these price differences? Is it just like range? This is like a massive Bluetooth ham. $30? I don't, $17? What are we doing here? These look like normal radios, but I was expecting to see, like, wait, let me share my screen. I was expecting to see, like, these box kinds that they have over here. This is like the kind that's in Project Zomboid, right? They're low bandwidth frequencies that are deemed free to use for the public, but they're low bandwidth, not great for any kind of streaming. If you catch the thief, tell him he can keep posting Topaz's stuff if he gets you a radio. That's a good question. You know, Report of the Week on YouTube, I know, is one of the people online that does like long distance radio shows, despite being like a little YouTuber. Um, so I know it's like possible. I mean, obviously it's possible for hobbyists, but that's the only person I've seen online who really gets into it, you know? Topeka Radio can't reach us across the ocean. I don't know. I guess that's true. How far does ham radio go? How far ham radio go? 5 miles to global coverage. Depending on how do you get global coverage across the whole world? 100 plus base station home worldwide. Oh, you need a repeater. Okay, well, obviously if you have like 50 repeaters hooked up across the entire country, you're going to be able to reach across the world. But unassisted, 3,000 miles. How wide is the US? 3,000 miles. So that does cover the whole country. We'll have to start looking into radio infrastructure in order to set up repeaters. Huh. I bet Plurper has a bunch of radio equipment. Get him to drop some off. Plurper, like... I don't know. I don't think he has radio equipment. I'd have to ask. The Topeka Tower. I can run a repeater here in the UK that should get US global coverage. Just get someone in China as well, maybe. Yeah, but we need to worry about the global south as well. I don't want to be a north of the equator only radio show, you know. You need some equity before I start really blasting off. How does it work with ham radio if you're like on one frequency? And what if someone else wanted to be on that frequency? Is that like how to know which frequency to be on ham radio? They're wanting to silence me through slow Google searches. After 20 plus years in consumer electronic repair, blah, blah, blah. How would I know which frequency to use? Calling frequencies, you can also check Repeater Book, a website where you can punch in your zip code and see all amateur radio towers, frequencies, and call tones. You do have to, like, coordinate, huh? I see. Ham radios is the one the truckers use, right? I don't know. Imagine trying to find a ham radio range without a Chewy radio. Shameful. I don't know enough about Star Wars to understand Dave. Mika doesn't want me left out. It's true. We need the global south now. The Topeka Nation revolution will not be televised, but it will be radiovized. We will be on the radio together. Workers of the world unite. If it's the one the truckers use, I imagine you're not meant to be on the whole time then. Yeah. Depends on the transmitter. That's why they can get expensive. Also, you get a natural booster because of the frequencies in the HF band are reflected off the atmosphere. Oh. So it's a little bit of like mirrors. Or what's the game where you like games. Google has a game. Yeah, Block Breaker. You're doing Block Breaker. Has anyone else tried playing this version of Block Breaker in the Google website? It is, I don't know if it's, holy fuck. Can you see how slow my guy is down here? Doesn't this look like super slow? I should be able to speed this thing across the horizon line without a worry. But instead they got me moving at like 2 miles per hour. It's horrific. I don't think though. Let's go to our ham radio. Let's look at what is going on here. They have like a quiz mode going on here. Is this like on key? Made my first contact this morning. I was able to reach a repeater 100 miles away. I didn't think that was possible with 5 watts. Yeah, these are like baby. I'm thinking like Project Zomboid, where you got that thing on like a desk and it's got like a mounted mic. That's what I want. I don't want a walkie-talkie. Come on. Google fears a white brick breaker with a little motion. That's what I'm saying, Trent. They hate to see, really what they hate to see is they hate to see me winning with said brick breaker. Really into pushing people to get their licenses. Well, I think if they were like advising that people could theoretically skirt the law, that reddit.com would be bringing the hammer down on them. The ban hammer, that is. Let's see. No low effort. No promotion of illegal activities. Yep. This is their rule. You cannot break the law and avoid getting a license. But you know who can promote illegal activities? Topeka Nation. I'll see you all in the class action lawsuit when we get in trouble for advising people they can probably get away with illegal usage of a ham radio. 6 years ago. This is top of all time. This is what I'm thinking when I think ham radios. I'm thinking this kind of like sketchy little setup. I want to die under suspicious circumstances, and when my landlord and the police have to like break down my door to see if I'm okay, this is what they walk in on, and they're like, what the fuck was she doing? What was she doing? Yeah, it's environmental storytelling, exactly. And I'm sprawled out on the ground, my microphone in my hand, still using up a frequency. And there's people on like the website going, Mika, Nova's ham radio user, get the fuck off the frequency. We can't stand you, you rancid bitch. Because I had spent the prior 48 hours ranting about something inane. That's how I see myself going out. Must. Oh my gosh, I just updated my website. Actually, now that Must is here, wait, let me read Must's message. They hate to see signal waves being used against the law. It's true, and they want to see me in jail. I updated the website because I put the fan art I commissioned. Well, in this case, I didn't commission you. However, I really liked it. I put it on here with the link to your Twitter, just so you know it exists. It's just as an FYI. I like my art. What can I say? Don't forget the corkboard missing the final note. Let's piece together the mystery. Yeah, I think I need to start coming up with some sort of like background lore that I've made up to really set the stage before I die. This will be a long-term project, obviously. I don't plan on dying anytime soon. But when the time comes, and who knows with like the hantavirus bullshit, you need to be prepared for how you're gonna go out. For instance, personally, I'm probably not gonna sign a DNR. That's not up my lane. But theoretically, I will be setting up a crime scene of some sort. Did you code the website? Yes, which is why it's a little jank. But we live and we learn. It's not super complicated by any means, and there's definitely a lot of inefficiencies with how I do things. For instance, like in the gallery, I set up this fade for like suggestive content, but I didn't make it like a tag for things that I wanted to reuse the same code every time. So I would anytime I want to add an image, I'm having to copy and paste the code that I used on this part, which is just not good practice. But, you know, in another life, maybe I worked for Square Enix for 20 years, and that absolves me of any and all criticism of my coding. So it's fine. Signal simulator as radio tower. Yeah, that's what we need. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen any spoilers for that game. The game that has this radio tower thing. Is it Signal Simulator? Scroll up, you cannot have that on Twitch. Well, what can we do? Voices of the Void, yeah, Late knows what I'm talking about. Voices of the Void. I haven't really seen any spoilers about that, so maybe we should stream that next week. But I also don't know if I'll like it, so maybe that's a little risky. But I thought it looked cool. But if it's scary, I'll also get scared. So that's a maybe. We'll add maybe to the end of this note. I think other than radio Redditors, I think we're going to have to put this scheme on the back burner, because we have a lot more we need to build out before we start our illegal pirate radio empire. There's random events that happen, but most of it is a survival sim, which is interesting because I just thought it was like it's not like survival crafting. Are you like trying to avoid events? I think I'm gonna keep playing my Voices of the Void save right now while listening to the stream. Oh, enjoy. Let me know if anything scary happens that would in any way upset me. Not that you can read my mind, but if you find yourself going, wow, that was really scary, I need I need to know. You're trying to avoid hostile events, but you have to do your job to keep yourself fed. So, like, let's look this up. Voices of the Void. See, this is all I've... Oh, it's on itch.io. Interesting. I've seen... I think we watched Shondo play this very, very briefly. Ah! Like, what are these? They look like little topazes, if anything. Like, I'm getting more confused looking at the Google search. What does it mean? You work as a scientist in the isolated research lab in the mountains of Switzerland. Your task is to gather signals from space, analyze them, process them, and sell them to get points. You can get regular signals and objects like dwarf planets and stars, or you can get something unusual or even strange and unexplainable. The game has 45 plus days and unique events, 20 plus unique signals, plenty of secrets, mysteries, and Easter eggs. The game is in an alpha. Has a basic gameplay loop. Interesting. Oh, it doesn't have a Steam release. I don't know why I was hallucinating having a Steam release. That's funny. Yeah, look at... It's a grubby game. You can tell we've got grubby assets where no one's vacuumed this room for at least a decade. It's pretty much a chore sim. You do your job and scary stuff happens around. Soon you'll be able to continue your save while turning into a Topeka. I think, how much, real quick, how much does the ham radio license cost? $35 and $15 for the... Wait, that's only like $50 in an afternoon. Maybe the A-list back burner. We'll put ham radio on. Dude made a gory Baldy clone. Doctor knows. Advanced Education with Victor Strabowski. It was called. There's some entities that reference that game. Everyone, we're witnessing a moment rarely seen in nature where the wild Mika decides to play a new game. And it's so difficult getting me to do it, but I think especially with the stream schedule changes, namely the frequency with which the stream happens, I think we'll be able to pull off a lot more streams that would otherwise be difficult for me to justify potentially not liking. Because that's really what I think both Topaz and I get scared about, is when we purchase a game or invest time and energy into setting up a game. I think both they and I really value our time and get really, really frustrated when we feel like the meager amount of time that we have outside of work is like burnt and wasted in some way. And fortunately, I think that it being on stream means that we're all hanging out, so we don't have to. It's not like an all is lost situation where like the game just kind of sucks. It instead is like nice on its own merits. For instance, if that makes sense. They just released a big update as well. Great time to get into it, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Let me write this. Let me star this for next week when we are looking at games together. Please, please, please play 999 on stream. Okay, 999 on stream. I think I feel like we've watched video essays that talk about 999. Was it on the DS? I think. The escape room to Danganronpa pipeline. For me, it's money. I'll play dog shit free games all night, but I will not spend $10 on friend swap I'll never touch again and won't enjoy. Trent says, you've reminded me that I need to slay someone for convincing me to buy friend swap. We played once. I think that's the difference between Topaz and I, is generally if I've been convinced to play a friend swap game with others, I end up playing it at least a few times to justify its purchase. I think it would be... I was trying to think of how to word this, or I was thinking about this in general over the past week with regards to collaborations, where I think it would be like a little difficult for me right now to be in the headspace to coordinate a collaboration with someone who isn't Topaz, simply because of the lack of bandwidth on my end for that kind of gameplay. I think my schedule is really particular. Like, it's a very tight turnaround, so it would be hard to figure out when they're available and when I would be available and what game we'd want to play. So that's something I've been thinking about, just in general about the stream, because I've been worried about people. I don't know. I think there's a lot of like norms in VTubing. I think there's a lot of things that people do. You can't see it, but I'm quoting with my fingers. There's a lot of things that people do, and those things are just kind of taken as a given norms for VTubing and streaming in general. But they're not necessarily things I A, always enjoy, or B, things that will be sustainable for me in the long run. Just because I allegedly am on the spectrum and social interaction is very difficult. It's just streaming takes a lot of planning, and planning with other people is really scary and hard, and I don't always want to do it. I did say that just to piss you off. Hey, who's we got a psychiatrist in the house. Any doctors in the house? Topaz, please feel free to elaborate on the visibly aspect part of that. Topaz says, I grew up extremely poor, and buying a bad game makes you viscerally upset. I used to buy one new mainstream game every year, so the commodification of games is still difficult to reconcile with. Yeah, especially when I think in general, I've seen game devs talk about this, but really a lot of it does come down to the time invested into a game as opposed to the price of the game itself. But also the ratio of time spent to the price. Because if you're spending an hour on a $10 game, that's like a horrible ROI for any player, as opposed to, you know, a $30 game that you get 50 hours out of, right? Or more. It took me a very long time to play Reap, and I only did because I seen our friend group play it for longer than a week. Yeah. They really like Repo and Peak, huh? She didn't pass the test. I think I passed that test. I didn't pass the BPD test, if I recall correctly. No, you must collab. You will play games with 7 people until you're overstimulated, Mika. That's exactly what I mean. Like, I don't know. I think for my own mental well-being, I can't do it. I can't commit to in at least the short to mid-term. I do not think it would be a good idea for me to commit to any sort of extensive collaborations, even if that means a hypothetical loss insofar as like hashtag numbers. But that's just a reality Topeka Nation's gonna have to be okay with. You'd fail the actual 2-hour-long autism assessment because you'd math so fucking hard, and then you come home and sleep for 10 hours because it'd be so exhausting for you. Not something neurotypical people would do. I failed the online autism test because I took it wrong. Birds of a feather! It's true. If anything, I think watching Topeka Nation is passing any sort of examination in and of itself. Test work you pass, numbers to numbers. We don't care about numbers except when we do. I think especially as it applies to streaming, since this is a Mika Monday, I can meta talk like this. Since it's Mika Monday, legally I'm allowed to do whatever I want. But when it comes to my goals for streaming, they're definitely not number related so much as like consistency with an improvement, a consistent improvement in quality as I continue streaming. Those are the things that I want to prioritize, but those things are also really hard to quantify, which is a little scary. So I'll have to like, I'll have to do like a post-mortem every stream, start journaling to myself. What did I... Oh, they fucking hate me. They fucking hate me on Twitch.com. Every single one of those motherfuckers wants me dead. I need to start like writing those thoughts out to process them. And don't make me bring up the things your job makes you do. Perhaps there are things that will go unsaid on this stream, and you will simply have to rest assured that Mika is in fact mentally ill. Some things are not for public consumption. I was thinking that I brought this up to Topaz on a different topic sometime earlier this week, where I said I don't want to talk about XYZ on stream. And I think that's like the other unfortunate reality with like streaming is you really like do have to set some boundaries, as uncomfortable as those may be to like establish. I don't know how else to say this without sounding like very preachy, but it's like there are psychos on the internet, and I may be one of them, but I will not be a victim to one. This is not a victim stream. Topeka, aside from the robbery of the PC in Topaz's room, we are not victims, nor will we make ourselves into one. Speaking of which, I talked about it. Mika will kill someone on stream. Maybe. Who knows? These are things that culprit stream. If they find the culprit, I will interview them on the Mika Nova's channel. A pup says, I mask my psychoness fairly well, I think. No comment. No comment from Mika Nova. No, I'm just kidding. I hope Topaz does get their computer back. Do you think he'd accept? I mean, who's to say it's a he? It might be. We may. Hey, call me woke Novas. The thief could have been a woman. The thief. We could have been robbed by a woman. We don't know. We simply don't know. Did you ever think women were also capable of robbing you blind? Late? Think about that. Apop is a guy of all time. Trent, I was in Sheen's chat yesterday, and lo and behold, in Sheen's chat, Apop was facing MPreg allegations. So, that's what's on my mind right now, is the Apop MPreg through line that's happening as of late. So long as your psychiatrist doesn't take a look into Mika Nation, it'll be masked. Apop, when's the due date? That's a good question. The Vizier Mika stream subscription streak baby is 3 months old already. Isn't that crazy? At this point, the internet is so casual about MPreg, I'm not even surprised. I hope it's twins. But my question doesn't change. Would they accept the invitation? I mean, if it's someone in the area where we live of Topeka Nation, I think it's possible. Everyone knows Mika Nova's here. So I think it's possible that they would come on and confess to their crimes. If not, because I don't think they would show any remorse to Topaz. I think that's actually very common. What this is a very common happening for Topaz. We'll be walking down the street and the other clowns will like kick and laugh at them and point at them just as we're walking by. So them getting robbed is really no surprise to me. But if I'm the one asking, I think we do have a chance. So we'll see. We'll see if the police come back with anything. Any suspects. Where's my child support? Well, we're gonna have to have a paternity test done. We don't actually know if that's my kid. If anything, it could be Mrs. Vizier's kid. And, well, you guys are already a couple, so that's the child support sorted. Anyway, we have two good recommendations for streams. I will say I get scared very easily. So if we do play Voices of the Void, this may end crazy style. We may have the first true Mika jump scare live on stream. Please look forward to it. Speaking of jump scares, Topaz has this thing, which I don't know why they do this, but they have like some sort of like fear or disgust of articulated buses. Have you guys ever seen an articulated bus? Articulated bus. It's when the bus is super long, they add a bendy part so that it can navigate curves without issue. And so they've been adding a lot of buses like this around us lately. And we saw one, but Topaz sits in the passenger seat and it was driving from our left to our right. So she only sees the front half of the bus. And then they go, oh, a bus. And then this part, the bendy part, ends up in their field of vision. And on my life, I've never heard them yell that loud in a car as the noise they made when they saw this half of the bus. They went, ew! But like super loud. I can't even do it. I can't even give it justice. It was like max volume, a scream of disgust, and scared the shit out of me. I was like, what? And she was like, it was a bendy bus. I fucking hate that. I fucking hate the bendy bus. I was like, my bad. Didn't realize me stopping at this corner was gonna cause issues like this. Topaz is rich? Flanzen, if they were rich, we'd already have a new computer for them. If anything, Topaz is a... clown proletariat is my phrasing I'm gonna go with. At least it's not a double-decker. I feel like double-deckers are cool, right? Vizier, stand up for the double-deckers. There's a specific city in the UK that has a load of bendy buses prone to spectacular breakdowns such that they were known as the Chariots of Fire. Is that... Wait, wasn't there like a situation in the UK where like a double-decker, like UK double-decker explosion accident? It wasn't an explosion, I guess. Manchester. Yeah. This is what I saw a few months ago. Okay, I don't, as you can tell, I don't have an ad blocker installed right now. This is my bad. No, I think they, like, hit a building or something. Oh my god. This is so scary, actually. I would hate to be on one in an accident. We used to have a lot in London until we realized they're fucking stupid. People just don't have enough to be scared of anymore. Yeah, it's true. We don't have enough to be scared of, so our primordial fear responses are having to resort back to infrastructure. Public infrastructure to be afraid of. Gonna calm art of Topaz blowing up bendy buses. And they would too if they could get away with it. But I think, if anything, they'd be more likely to be arrested by the police than other clowns. Double-decker buses are fucking wicked. There was an incident where people rallied up to save someone being squished by a double-decker. Incredible how strong we can be as a species. You know what? If we all work together, we can also end the plight of the bendy buses that are around us. We just all need to lock in. It'll be our first initiative as a Topeka nation, is getting rid of long bendy buses because they freak out my roommate. I was about to say you're gonna get a very famous terror attack if you look that up. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I thought it was like an accident. Hits building? Was it building? Can I type? Hits building. Where did I see this? Did I imagine this? A 53-year-old man in Reading, England, was hit by a double-decker bus, launched 20 feet, then calmly walked into a pub for a pint. Okay. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. Huh. I don't know what I'm thinking of. The one you're looking at is in Somerset. That doesn't count people there that don't even have opposable thumbs. Reading. Okay. I can accept that. I can accept the weird pronunciation. Had a terror attack mentioned? I don't know if it was a terror attack. I think it was an accident. But I don't know how long ago it would have happened. Jackie Chan film alarms Londoners with its scale and realism. I too am afraid of Jackie Chan and his presence. I wonder what I was thinking of. I'm gonna have to look it up later. Because I'm not seeing it. Reading. To be dinged again. Okay. Speaking of getting dinged. The past week, I went through a very particular set of events. Which perhaps may make me out to be a bad person. On some level. Balenciaga chips bag. Spicy chili chips bag for $2,000. What the fuck? Huh? I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted by the fake chips bag, visibly made of pleather. This is completely different bag from what I'm looking up. Okay. So we're all familiar, at least by name, of the brand Coach, as we see here. If you are ever in need of $20,000 worth of Coach gift cards, you need to find any excuse. You need to find any excuse to not buy those gift cards, because they will make your life hell. They will make your life hell. So for my job, sometimes I have to buy large amounts of expensive things And one of those things was Coach gift cards. And for the last 2 to 4 weeks, I want to say, the act of giving them tens of thousands of dollars, they have made into like a torment nexus where I think I'm out of the torment nexus. I say, Coach the brand surely won't continue crushing my balls, right? Like, surely I've made it out of the vice grip of their hands. And then as soon as I think that, they just crank the... What is this? Vice grip. This guy. They spin this guy. They spin this guy even more. As soon as I think it's over, they say, let's make it a little worse. Let's turn this into a worse experience for everyone. And I go, okay. Tucks my hair behind my ears. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it, girl. Specifically, I needed a large quantity of gift cards, which in fairness is like red flag number 1, which is why we started this process a month ago. So they didn't think I was like scamming them and I wasn't being scammed. And ultimately, when the gift cards were ordered, they like could not get them to where they needed to be on time. And so I called them and I said, these aren't going to make it to me on time. I need you to cancel them because per our prior conversations, I need to go purchase these in person now. And they go, okay, we're going to cancel them. And I go, okay, that's great. I leave. I come back in the next morning, and what do I see? Your gift cards have shipped. Your gift cards are going to arrive late tonight. And I go, they weren't canceled then, were they? So I call them in again. And I go, hey, the gift cards you said you were going to cancel because they weren't going to arrive on time? They're coming to me today. What are we doing? And they go, oh. Well, now that you're going to get them, I need you to send me the gift card number that's on every single individual gift card. And I need to get those written out individually, and you need to email them to us so we can actually cancel it. And I go, oh, okay. Okay. I see. Okay. And there was a lot of other steps in there, but I don't know really what's going to happen next. I know the saga isn't done with Coach yet, but by all means, I'm going to avoid being involved any further with it because being on the phone with their support team has just been a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. I don't want to talk to them anymore. All they do is tell me lies. All they do is tell me lies, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. hate this. Free money glitch. I would say that they can come and collect that information themselves, or I'd invoice them for the labor. Like, as is, I really don't understand why brands... Okay, well, let me walk that back. I do understand why brands are putting in a lot of, like, safeguards around gift cards. Totally get that. We live in an age of scammers. But if you have, like... Especially if you're a brand like Coach, I feel like it's kind of a given in business-to-business sales that you should have something in place to make buying a lot of your product not a nightmare. And they do not have that in place. So that was my life for the last few weeks, was being on the phone with them and going, I've called you 5 different times about this, and I've gotten a different answer each time. And then you emailed me with a different answer that was different than all the other answers you gave me, so I don't know what you're saying anymore. So they've gotten a lot of labor already out of me. I don't know if I can take much more. Can, man! What is the vice script for on the best friend stream? That was for, the brand Coach crushing my balls. Repeatedly. That was the illustration. Fortunately, none of the best friends of Mika Nova's, were victim. It was me. I was the victim. I can assure that Mika Nova's and Topaz won't be victims in other ways, but, can't promise that when it comes to big organizations. The Lion does not concern themselves with Coach's customer service. I wish I could. Not worry about them, but instead I'm looking at Balenciaga $1,800 crumpled chip clutch wallets. I really want to see how this opens, because this one's like all crumpled, unlike the one before. Like, do you uncrumple it? Oh wait, there's more photos. I just needed to scroll down. It does look like it just kind of rolls open. Interesting. And it's in calf skin. I'm sorry. I was calling this pleather because it does look like printed pleather. I'm sorry to the baby cows who died to make this $1,900 clutch. My bad, guys. Yeah, Balenciaga's it's kind of a weird brand. I don't know if its prices... I mean, this sounds obnoxious, but I don't know if its prices ever really hit, like, really crazy prices, like Hermes. Like, this is pretty similar to, like, Love. This is an Irish name, so I'm not saying it right. It's kind of a similar price point to that, whereas, like, Hermes bags are, like, the really crazy ones that are, like, 3 times as much. They really can't sell anything if they put their name on it, can't they? And you know what? I was gonna say, like, oh, the name's not on some of these, but it was on the chip bag. So maybe that is how they're getting the chip bags made out of baby calf skin out the door. Pleather from Balenciaga would be so fucking funny, though. Here's this PLU straight from China bag. That'll be $1,900. And you know what? They probably buy it anyway. If you buy a bag of crisp, you can probably figure it out. I feel like there's an in-joke with these brands selling silly bags. I think people like silly bags. I think bags are, like, really safe to be a statement piece when you're getting dressed in general. I mean, like, if we go down to, like, mid-tier bags like Kate Spade, that's what Kate Spade has done for, like, ages, is the silly bag bit, but for, like, what's the word? Middle class shoppers. Where you get the little jewel encrusted guys. Where it's like, this is $268 for a mint hedgehog. Critter Stevie hedgehog mini bag. It could be ours for a mere $268. See, my problem is that I am not in a position, both in terms of literal real estate in my household and also my wallet, to sit here and spend $300 on a statement bag. So regardless of if it's $3,000 or $200, I think it's a little silly either way, but I'm not who they're marketing to. This is for women pushing 70 for the most part, and women under 70 who have not lost their whimsy in the same way I apparently have. I'm a cold and callous Mika wearing a nylon crossbody, so take that as you will. In 10 years, when someone says they have a Balenciaga chip bag, it's going to be really, really funny, mind-boggling, and thus worth a lot of money. It's always an investment thing to most people. Yeah. I think in, unfortunately, a lot of cases, especially in the US, everything's kind of a gambling now, huh? Gambling or fraud, as they say. It would be kind of a smart way to deter someone stealing your wallet, but at $1,800, they've already robbed you. There's also social status in having a fuck-ass bag like that and then getting to say, yeah, it's literally Balenciaga. Like, I can spend $3,000 on something that you think is ugly. I'm better than you. But late was pro hedgehog. We need silly Topeka themed bags. What would a Topeka bag be? I mean, we can go back to the autopsy concept. We can fashion that into a bag. Where's the autopsy drawing? Where'd I put it? Let me scroll up in the Discord. Let me scroll up in the Discord 5 years. I mean, if we think about it, this could be its own bag. You just stuff things inside of me in the guts. You put things in the guts, and then it's just, I mean, in that respect, anything's a bag if it'll go inside. Hey, Pop, you were here for the autopsy bag. You were here when we talked about the autopsy bag. You were the one. Actually, wait. Before I read the rest of the chat, A-Pop was the only one when I was talking about the autopsy plushie that was pro-autopsy plushie. I'm just saying make the autopsy plushie into a bag by putting things into the plushie. I'm outing A-Pop. I got a band on Mika saying shit fart tonight on Polymarket. Could you imagine if I, like, ruined someone's life savings through deliberately inting their Polymarket schemes? Avoiding the obvious joke. I mean, yeah. Just put a handle on it and we're set. Yeah, you just grip the headphones that are... You can't see where I'm pointing. You just grip the headphones and then drag her around by the head. Soak her in milk and slam her against the walls, as they say. Yeah, keep your keys where you normally would the kidneys. Emergency casualty, the gap teeth. See? I really need to make the Mika autopsy doll a reality. Because it's multi-use. We have multi-uses. Gambling on VTuber streams. It's the closest we'll get to a Bionicle collab. Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know what they do? They do. I think with channel points, you can set it up to... I can, like, run a poll. But I don't know how to run a poll. And then you, like, win if you get it right on the poll question mark. You can do predictions /poll. Will Mika stream all 5 days? She said she would. Oh wait, shit. It was just /poll. I just typed all that out for no reason. Now you know what I'm gonna say. Now I need to change it. Let me see. Start poll. New poll. Will Topaz get their PC back from the thief? Yes, no. Third option, but if you select the third option, you need to elaborate why. Maybe if we make a Topeka dog toy line, Palm will come back. Inshallah. Where's the Finding Nemo meme? Nemo. Oh, I'm so glad I set up Firefox so I can share it like this, so I don't have to always... Good lord. And I feel like a moron. Can I just, like, open the image by itself, please? Inshallah, they find him. There we go. There's my joke. There's my joke. Polls are for bullying the streamer. Predictions are for gambling points. Oh, hello. Javen? Haven? Are you going with a silent J pronunciation? Let me know. I did not realize there was a distinction. Third option, enemies to lovers arc between the thief and Topaz. Stop clicking it. You're refreshing the loading every time you do that. Right-click the image and open. Where's the... Let me find another meme. If you're so smart, then you do it, Biden. Where's this is me at Topaz right now. Why is this image so fucking small? Not a silent J. A makes the ah sound. Javin, then, right? Javin. Welcome. Welcome to Topeka Nation. I hope you enjoy your stay. We have a solid 3-way tie on if Topaz will get their PC back from the thief. So I think that means the third option, enemies to lovers arc between the thief and Topaz, is the canon response. I would literally love to do that for you literally every time this happens, but you actively do not want me to every time. I'm also, once again, we're going back to what we said at the beginning of the stream about me being in the cuck chair, where I queued auto roll fill, and I ended up in the cuck chair. That's gonna be me with Topaz and the Thief. So that's my takeaway from this conversation. If it can be tied, it will be tied. Damn, wait, is it slash prediction for the other one then? Prediction. It is. Shit. How long for predictions until I can, like, turn out the reward? Can this sit here for a week and then you get your channel points? Okay. Let me run it back. They can go on for days. Okay. Let me correct this after you've all spent your channel points on the first poll. Will Topaz get their PC back? Yes. No. Enemies to lovers arc. Oh, it says the streamer or mod will need to confirm the outcome within 24 hours of the end of the prediction submission window. Once you start a prediction, you cannot change it except delete or close submissions. All channel points will be returned to participating viewers. Shit! We would need the PC back within 24 hours. Okay. When I feel a shift in the wind that I think we will have an answer about the PC within 24 hours, we will run the prediction again. Third option, Topaz gets one part mailed back to them like a severed finger along with a letter threatening them to stay away from Mika, the thief's Oshi. Severed finger of their fucking PC is the funniest thing I've heard all day. I'll let you know when the cops tell me about if I get it back or not. Okay, yeah. Okay. We'll do the prediction once we're closer to an answer then. And then everyone can guess. Wait. First of all, thank you for following so we can see the funny new alert I've set up. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy being a member of Topeka Nation. 50 million strong. I vote on the mailed a piece at a time option. What would you do if you got the notification that Topaz went live and the stream was like a 180p Yugoslavian voice man behind her avatar? I mean, what if? I mean, frankly, there's really nothing indicating Topaz isn't currently a Yugoslavian man as is. Has anyone seen Topaz outside of the EU? Question for the class. Let's think about it. US sub. What if he played 14 better than her? I think that's like a low bar. No, and that's not shade to Topaz. I think that's just shade to Topaz and I. Topaz and I do not do anything above like what could be considered mid-tier. We don't even do like current extremes. It's not hard to be better than us. we were doing unsynced Shadowbringers content last week and getting a real rush from that. we are not particularly good. Don't ask me about my Pandemonium 3 clear parse. There is a gray 0 next to my name somewhere in FF blogs that we don't want to talk about. The pieces aren't part by part. The computer is cut in slabs, so you get a slice of the computer at a time, like a fucking loaf. That's horrible. No, for real, the hardest thing I do is current last tier re-clears. Yeah. What if you identify core themes of the plot, had better lines and RP better? What if? if that man existed, I'd be replacing Topaz. we'd have a different name for this Topeka Nation, and it'd be I mean, it depends on what this hypothetical guy's name is. We need to come up with him as a character. We need to flesh him out a little bit more. I'd be friends with that with the thief if that was the case. You get the computer back, but it's missing the RAM. I think they have like a 32, 64 gigs in there as is. Topaz, correct me if I'm wrong. Topeka Slavia! Let's think about it. Yugoslavia. Country in the Balkans and Central Europe that was existed. Yugoslavia isn't a country anymore? Oh, it got balkanized, huh? Oh my god. I don't know why I thought it was real. Hello? Wait, okay, let me go on Google. Wait, no. Let me map of Europe. Oh my god, they don't... Serbia. I need to start playing those, like, simulation games. Those war simulation games where you're in, like, a highly one-to-one replica of some Eastern European country in order to learn these things. My geography knowledge for Eastern Europe is horrifically bad. If you asked me about basically anything past this line I'm drawing, comically bad. And this is like an old one too, because I don't think there's not Russian territory north of Poland. Huh? Huh? Right? Where am I? What's the truth? No, is that just Poland? All these different maps are freaking me the fuck out. What's the truth? What's the truth? Huh? Kaliningrad is sadly still there? Huh? Mika, careful, you're about to upset a lot of people. I didn't know there was just a chunk of Russia by Poland. What the fuck? They got it because it was German? I thought Lithuania was just Lithuania. Huh. This feels like I'm getting Mandela affected. I thought this was about to be like a porn ad popping in, and I was like, whoa. I saw way too much skin. I saw a midriff, and my hands leapt off the keyboard. I got scared. Polandia. I didn't know there was a chunk of Russia right there. This is embarrassing. I don't know shit. Games set in Eastern Europe. Let's do some research. Eastern European games. You know what? I do have European Truck Simulator. We could... I think these are Eastern European devs. I don't think these are particularly set in Eastern Europe. Video games set in Europe. Kingdom Hearts 3? It's Russia Junior. Stop being insensitive. I can't help. I didn't know about Little Russia. I was unaware. Eastern Europe / Russia. This is 4 years old, though. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance for a full degree in Czech history. Disney movies are frequently in Europe, so Kingdom Hearts is always going to show up there. So they are. I guess I don't even think about Disney movies being particularly set in Europe, so much as, like, it's fake Europe. I don't know. Euro Truck Simulator from Lisbon to Tallinn. Kingdom Hearts Deliverance. Euro Truck Simulator 2. Lithuania. Republic of Lithuania. Featured in the Beyond Baltic Sea DLC. Holy fuck. I need to get an ad blocker on this Firefox profile. Expeditiously. Beyond the Baltic Sea DLC. How much is it? 18 bucks. Very positive. Well received among the Baltic states, I see. Look, they're even repping in the reviews. Are you using a private window or a separate browser? I just made a new Firefox profile. I don't think since I last streamed regularly that was really a thing, but I might be misremembering. I haven't seen the internet without ads in a while. Me too. I have like Firefox with an ad blocker on my phone. I have like every time I'm on the internet now, it's with an ad blocker. Do not show me shit, please. Play Kingdom Come Deliverance. What's CK3? Crusader Kings 3. You know, wait, let me open Steam. Let me open Steam so I can look at my list of games. Let's go by we have Age of Empires 2. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. I can't share this on stream, which I would, because that would make this easier. Because there's a lot of, like, joke hentai games from Topaz's library in here. Can I filter? No. They're all mine now. They're all mine. Crusader Kings 3. I feel like we own this because I want to play it. Do we? I don't see it. I don't see it, so I don't think we have it. Joke. Hentai games. Listen, if I could play Cyber Pussy 2020 on stream, I would. But I think I would get in trouble for that. Actually, the screenshots from this game look absurd. I don't even think this is a hentai game. I think this is like a secret third thing I wasn't aware was an option. That I still don't think I'm allowed to play on stream. Please find your PC so we can play it. I'll settle for any Paradox game at this point. What has Paradox released? Paradox games. Paradox Interactive. Let's see if we have any of these. Let's do some cross-referencing, everyone. Because I feel like I have, like, a decent chunk of just random games that have never come up. But also, it might just be me misremembering things because I have a really bad memory. City Skylines, we could probably do. But it would High to low. $60. Age of Wonders, Crusader Kings 3. I don't think we really own any of these. I don't think I have Europa Universalis either. I wonder if I should just like screenshot this games list. And then everyone can weigh in that way. We'll just do it. I'm autism friendly company. I'm like their only neurotypical fan. I don't know. I don't know if you get a clearance that way. The struck vizier cried neurotypical. And for that, we must forgive him. Topaz, do you think there's anything bad? Maybe I'll do this off stream so you don't have to sit here waiting for me to like click things. Don't do it. I'll go through and hide the games I'm not gonna play on stream. I'm just thinking the sidebar, like the sidebar where it shows the list of games. Just make a category of games you do want to play. Yeah. Okay, that's a better idea, actually. Valid concern. I have a stream category. I don't see your category, so I'll just have to organize them myself. For things I find acceptable. There's a lot of like weird logic/coding games I own that would be really difficult to stream because I'm kind of stupid. The one game... Mika already doxed me this stream googling the buses. One of the explosions was near my house. Jesus! Yeah, I need to hide them. I'll do that after stream. And go through and clean them up. We'll clean them up. I will say, the one game that I really like that I somehow have not played on stream yet is Satisfactory, which I'm surprised has yet to make it onto the so-called, like, wheel of bullshit autistic games I play. I really enjoy it, and it's already on its 1.2 experimental release. So it's like a full game right now, which it wasn't for a very long time. It's per account because of you, dumb. I'm just waiting on a response. I was laughing at you talking about her earlier. She needs to know that she's that VTuber who committed that faux pas that I witnessed. I need her to know that I've been fundamentally changed as a person due to her her decisions. The other streamer is really good at Satisfactory. See, we're all, if you think about it, we're all really good at Satisfactory. Raise your hand if you enjoy Satisfactory. Surely we all enjoy it. How many hours do I have in this? I have 267, but that's not like a true count because I do tend to cheese things just through brute force waiting for things to be produced. So that's not a good assessment of how long I've actually like actively played it. Not enough bodacious babes for me? There's at least one. I think this can be a babe. Look, they're stacked. They're well-fed astroneers. And you're not satisfied, Scab? Interesting. Mika will remember this. Mika will remember this. Interesting. There's a lot of bullshit, like, comfy, cozy games that we've managed to purchase and pick up. So, like, will I ever play Stardew Valley? I think Stardew Valley is, like, a good title, but playing it and talking about it would be tough if it wasn't, like, a challenge run or something. But I also am not super interested in doing that. I need to see at least 30% growth on the BB index before I commit. maybe there's mods for that. We'll see. There's Slime Rancher 2 kind of had like a tough reception, didn't it? It looks like patch 1.2 just came out for this game. But I feel like it might have been kind of not done on release, but that's just me not 100% certain about saying that. Slime Rancher was super, super popular. I think it just fell off. It was like the biggest game for a while. I think it's that sequel that did it. The only thing I could think of is the sequel. Valheim also kind of fell off. I think it has like very consistent dev updates though. I just don't hear people talking about playing it. But maybe that's kind of a hard game to like really push all the time. Could fucking play Undertale. We have Sticky Business where you make stickers. That would be cute. RimWorld. RimWorld would be fun. Everyone likes RimWorld. Everyone likes RimWorld. How many hours do I have in RimWorld? 161. Not crazy. We could pump those numbers. We could definitely be pumping those numbers. I think the one thing that I've kind of been dragging my feet about playing that on stream is the fact that I don't have the DLC. And it felt like in the past like 5 years since they started dropping DLC, it's felt like a little expected to like kind of be playing with those options, but maybe that's just my perception. Why are there so many Viking themed games? I think people really got into like Viking motifs in the past decade for reasons I would not be able to articulate for you. We have Nier Automata, which is a game I've started and not finished, and that fact has upset a non-zero number of people. Not that predates me even starting streaming though when I say that. We have Hollow Knight, which I also have not finished, which has upset a number of people, as Topaz brings them up. A number of people have been upset by Mika not finishing platformers. We could... How many hours do I have? 40 hours in Hollow Knight, and the game is not done. Because I was getting filtered. So, take that as you will. I think what I need to do for Hollow Knight and Nier Automata is I need to figure out a better controller situation for my PC. Because I really struggle with playing platformers on a keyboard and mouse setup. So that is kind of like filtering me from ever doing it on stream. Because you still have your PlayStation controller. The problem is that, like, I don't know. There's so many controllers, and maybe I need to buy one of the Scalper's Steam controllers. It's just, like, difficult to get, like, parity with a lot of these games because they end up, like, needing kind of extensive mods to get it to work in a way that, like, makes sense. Specifically for, like, Nier Automata, I only had the PlayStation controller. Well, I only had the PlayStation controller, so I needed to install additional mods to get the UI within Nier to reflect the controller I was actually using, because those games don't automatically change what the UI is. So maybe it's buying an Xbox controller. Play it with the wheel. We need to make use of the wheel. The wheel does exist. Speaking of e-begging, that was a segue I was gonna make like 5 million years ago. But I do have a savings goal that I'm going to throw on Throne, so I actually commit to saving for it to get a standing desk to help with streaming. Because right now we're hitting like an hour 40. and I want to stand up. I want to stand up and wiggle my hips and wiggle my butt because I am restless and have ADHD and I can't sit for very long. But the reason why I mentioned the desk is because right now my current streaming desk is a foldable, like, plastic one. So it's got all the divots in there, which has made setting up the driving wheel that I bought really difficult because the underside isn't flat. It's all, like, fucked up. So when I finally replace the desk, we'll be able to put the wheel on the desk more reliably. Nickname my Rhyhorn Mika. Whenever I name Pokemon, I always go for, like, food. So I call them, like, chives or feta cheese or SpaghettiOs, something like that. Those are my recommendations, are food-based names. I could buy you one if you want to drive there, just gotta get it out of the way. Well, since I'm not playing a controller game this week, we don't need to prioritize it. Probably when I get paid this Friday, I'll make the jump, and then we can have controller games next week too. Apop said, check some recent reviews, but try Gil Kit if Xbox or Steam are not on the menu. Okay, let me write this down. Logitech, where's my mouse? Logitech. Stop. I keep losing my mouse. And I really wish Windows... I'm like an old woman. Where's my fucking mouse? I need the mouse sonar that 14 has. Gil Kit. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for your recommendation. Don't waste money on a standy desk. Just get Topaz to hold your monitor up for you. Good point. Topaz, I need you to start doing push-ups to increase your upper body strength. My middle name is Mika, so I'll nickname it Vizier Jr. Topaz ain't doing nothing at the moment. Just have her hold the wheel. Hi, I just want to leave the house. Topaz is bullying me off stream. Oh, I haven't done a food nickname run yet. I'm full of good ideas. Or at least one. I'm stuck on my laptop. Why? Stand up! It's 7:41. Get up, stretch, have a drink. Everybody have a drink. Everyone lock in. Because I have a few other things to talk about. I updated the scenes, and I don't think I'm gonna leave the stream to, like, walk away. So let me show you the BRB one. Because look how cool it looks. Wow, Mika, these assets you bought are so cool, everyone says. Yeah, I know, right? So you'll see that one, and then I have an ending one too now. So we're all very polished and, like, put together here at Mika Nova's TTV. Jot that down in your head. And what having no PC for a week does to a knee. I'm gonna say it. The thief basically, I think, could be tried for attempted murder on Topaz. Topaz not having a PC, you might as well leave them for dead, if you really think about it. In a just society and in a just criminal system, that thief would be getting life. But I don't think they will. In fact, I think they'll get off scot-free, if I had any guesses to be made about the Topeka Nation criminal code. Updates. We went over the website changes. I updated the credits in the website, so it's all clean over there. As a reminder, if you have not looked, we added new redeems here at Mika Nova's. The big ones are really... I'm probably going to delete ASMR.mp3 because I'm the only one that finds that funny. But I think the cool ones are like art.exe, since that one is basically like a micro, I'll draw you something. So those are exciting. Please look forward to them. And don't ass blast through your channel points on predictions. If you're saving. I'm saving up for art of me shoving Topaz into a locker. ASMR.mp3. Wait, what was the description I gave for ASMR.mp3? Okay. This is horrible. This is why it's gonna get deleted. So we have the one and only redeem of ASMR. Mika will do that stupid baby mock ASMR voice she does when she's being annoying until she thinks it's no longer funny. Look at my trucker hat, Summon. Thank you so much for the follow. My voice is going out. So this is gonna be this is not a good bit. This is not a good bit, Scully. I'm mad. I need you to know I'm mad. I don't know if I can get into the I need to lock in. This is like method acting. ASMR.mp3 is what gets the followers, Mika. I don't have a good mic. This is just gonna be me like heavy breathing into the mic going, hey guys. Hey guys. Ease into it with an Ave Maria, maybe. I'm not subjecting everyone to that either. We have to be like filled with the Holy Spirit for an Ave Maria to really come out. Thumbs up. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this evening, Trucker. LAMT 7, if you will. Lamth, actually, with the hat. LAMTH Lamth 7. Thank you so much for joining us as we work on some of the worst bits Mika has introduced to the stream. The problem is I really envisioned ASMR redeem happening when I was like doing something else and not in the silence of halal family movie night. So I really gotta think about this. I lack Lamp 7. Thank you for joining us. Did you know we have a Discord? Please play Wordle with us every morning. Here's what we'll do, though. We'll get the bags back out. And hopefully we can find a silly bag to talk about. Let me show everyone the Balenciaga chip bags that we were looking at earlier. Because I think there's a whole bunch. That we missed. Let's see. They have a paprika, new flavor, onion. Cheese and onion. Lamp, when you have a list but gotta herd your baby sheep. Dave just got censored by Automod. Halal ASMR, inshallah, she does it. Don't please, I don't need this being my new phrase. This image is ground zero for white boys LARPing as pious imams. You know, I was talking... Wait, I seriously can't do this voice. I think... What is this voice I do? It's like a specific baby fundy voice that I think is really funny. But I need to think about it. This is like driving me nuts. You only do it when you're like being insulted in some way. I don't know. I think that's a little weird. I think it's a little weird that you would say that to me. We have this conversation about whether or not we're actually halal VTubers. Maybe in another life we'll manage to pull together something a little better. Something a little better than the baby fundy voice. Thank goodness no one spent 10,000 points on it. It's fine, because Modular Skeleton here is here often enough. Learn that back in a week. You know what I did want to talk about today, actually? Is I did want to talk about the I'm not gonna be able to see it here. The VTuber stealing allegations. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone else talk about it like a baby moth. I don't know if anyone else was subject to all of the posts that were going around. No, the Flanzen, I'm misrepresenting it. The posts that were accusing other VTubers of stealing designs that were going around over the past like 48 hours, 72 hours. There's been like another round of, you stole this design and you very obviously stole this design, and this was my original OC, so please do not steal my design or I'm gonna kill myself. That discourse happening. And I know we talked a little bit about it on Discord, but I wanted to rehash the drama because it's been going around in my head. I've been really struggling to like reconcile the notion of like intellectual property rights as they exist in specifically America, I guess, and kind of how things quote unquote probably ought to work. Because like in a kind and just world, wouldn't it make sense if we were like learning from one another and like, fuck it. I mean, if some bozo on Twitter makes Mika Tuvas and is like, you know, here's my VTuber, hey everyone, it's Mika Tuvas, everyone loves her, and it's me but recolored, I would struggle to really care about it, except in two circumstances. The first of which would be like misrepresenting myself, where it's like someone attempting to be me and attempting to pretend to be me and skinwalking me in that sense, that I would have an issue with. But the concept of the design and the like Mika Nova's branding in general, I'm not gonna come out here and say like, if I see a motherfucker on this website that's blonde with Windows 98 / Windows 2000 branding, they're dead on sight. I'm not gonna, I can't do that because I got all my assets that you're seeing on stream as pre-made assets, right? I'm not doing anything that's particularly unique if you put it in isolation. If you put it all together, then you're like, wow, that's Mika Nova's. Wow, she mixed that up, and now we're sitting here on stream talking about how she can't play Hollow Knight. That's my ride or die. That's my girl. That's what you guys ought to be thinking about right now. I'm putting that in your heads to get you in the right headspace. But insofar as like the design of Mika Nova's in a vacuum, hypothetically, would I be mad about it? No. But that's because that notion exists in a vacuum where it's not tied to like my livelihood, right? It's not tied to like money I need to make for rent. It's not tied to like money I need to pay for water or electricity. It's not tied to any of those things for me. But for other people, it is, or it's tied to the prospect of making money, which is why they take their IP, even if I think it's like super rudimentary and bullshit. If I'm sitting here looking at your design and I'm thinking, damn, this is derivative as fuck, and I've seen like 500 of these bitches on my timeline, that, you know, doesn't excuse the fact that it is, you know, something people care deeply about. But I wish people could accept that their defensiveness over their intellectual property, although valid, also isn't necessarily grounds for a like smear campaign that needs to be hashed out in the public sphere. But that is a little more nuanced than I think anyone on the internet is equipped to handle. And so I can't expect that out of anyone. Flanzen said, I've seen a lot of rats lately in the VTuber sphere. I think it's because the weather's warming up. Everyone's getting rowdy. They're like, you know what? I'm down like 10% my viewer base. I need to tell someone to die on twitter.com right now. And that's how we end up with these tweet longers. Mika Tuvas. That's a good name. Don't move so I can get a static screenshot of your model. Well, Mika Tuvas is technically also my intellectual property, because that's the name of my Morrowind character, so I'm covered on all bases. Mika Thrivas, I think, is... Once you get up into the 3s and the 4s, I think that's still free game. IP as it is now makes little sense because there's no scarcity of creativity. It only exists right now because trademark and copyright enforcement hinges on it. Exactly. It really has been bad last, year for the community as a whole. I think that's just... I think, in general, it's also bad because of the, I don't know. I think people tend to... When you can't get numbers... Number can't go up unless you are acting more and more extreme, be it politically or some other way. And so I think that's how people are ending up with these kind of, drama threads. It's a very strange hill to die on, and corporos live in their brand identity. Topaz says, if there's any amount of ability to doubt, you look like an obsessed freak. In a kind and just world, my brand of Confucian syndicalist socialism would be the law of the land. And inshallah, Dave will be our commander-in-chief by the end of the decade. I believe. Yeah, none of this is being delivered as a baby moth. My throat is really going out, but I want to keep talking. We got the for 10,000 points. Skelly got 5 seconds of baby Fundy voice, and that's all I can do. I'll have to, and any additional baby voice ASMR that happens here, will be at Skelly's discretion. I'm removing that redeem after I get off. Imagine Niji Sanji releases a gender swap Michael Novas and Thomas Wings. The gender swap Topaz is like a clone with humble press. I think... never mind, I'm not going to talk about Topaz's boobs. Thomas Wings sounds more like an aviation-based knockoff Thomas the Tank Engine. That's just JJ the Jet Plane, isn't it? They already covered that. JJ the Jet Plane. Look! This is basically how Topaz looks anyway. Go feed a cat! Have fun. Thank you so much for joining us. I totally understand with cat-based harassment. We are victims to it as well. That being said, the cat-based harassment I earned this morning was justified. I turned in for bed, closed my door, and was awoken at 5 a.m. by our cat hitting my door. And I said, oh, I'm gonna ignore that like normal. I close my eyes and I roll over. Then the next thing I hear is him jumping on my bed and meowing at me at full volume. It's like, fuck! You've been in here for 7 hours, dude. Why are you just now waking me up? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I really need to do a thorough sweep of my room to prevent myself. This is the 5th time I've locked Timmy somewhere on accident. It's kind of not good, or he's gonna lose it and pee because I've abandoned him. Once again, this is the problematic Mika trait. Has the cat ever been in danger? No. He's okay. He'll be okay. Will he pee on the carpet possibly, though? Yes, and that will be an issue if it does happen. Alas. Alas, that is a risk I must take as a cat owner. What the fuck is this? JJ. I'm an adult. Who makes these wiki pages? When it comes to friendships, JJ is true blue. JJ appears to be based on an Airbus A318. Okay. I don't know how we have this JJ and then the face JJ. I thought JJ the jet plane being like human faces was kind of the whole thing. Does JJ the jet plane belong here? Are creepy. This is how I look. I'm the airliner. I'm the suspiciously sensual airplane in the sky. Fandom consolidated a lot of these. They're terrible. Horrific. Horrific. Luca Chicharista, thank you for the follow. And thank you for once again demonstrating our new little clippy alert. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining. If you've not already, please by all means join the Discord for our daily Wordle. I don't think I've finished Wordle. Unless I did and I'm forgetting. I think I'm forgetting. I feel like I know what I answered. Let me scroll back up. I did. Wordle in 4. Easy as. Easy as. I will say, welcome Luco, help yourself to complimentary JJ the jet plane PNGs. Listen, we don't talk about JJ the jet plane that often. It's fine. It's fine. That being said, I really like these little cosmonaut ones. That they would need to breathe when they get to high enough elevation. Beautiful. Beautiful. Nice time to join the stream. Unfortunately, I'm also ending the stream because my voice is giving out. This was Mika Monday, where Mika just talks for a very long time. Let me get this guy up because we now have a schedule for the upcoming week. Wow, everyone go, wow, Mika, this looks so good. We will be live tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. as well, 6 p.m. Eastern, just like with this stream, for Final Fantasy XIV. Which is probably going to be very similar to what we just did now. Actually, you made that. Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Actually, I remembered what I wanted to do for the schemes, for the schemes, not screams. For the schemes stream tomorrow. And this is per Modular Skeleton's request. We are going to visit the most notorious server in all of the North American data center. And that is Crystal Balmung. And we are going to be voyeuring the individuals there, as well as probably actually playing the fucking game once I get bored of that. So that's why it was characterized as schemes. We're going to be looking at things together. It's our Balmung safari. The hard, cold streets of Balmung. We're gonna be living life, seeing life as it is. Very similar to like chat covered in chat bubbles off. Yeah. Otherwise, we're gonna get in trouble. We're gonna get in trouble by people saying crazy shit. And then on Wednesday, we're going to play 14 again, but it's going to be the continuation of the MSQ stream we were doing. So that's more like normal playthrough. So please look forward to it. And then Friday. Friday's going to be really exciting because that's going to be the return of the Zillow stream. So we are going to spin a wheel and see where the US housing market has slumped into. Let me look up US housing market now, unsold houses. They say home sales barely budge in April as spring buying season's off to disappointing start. Holy fuck, the New York Post is a cancerous website. I saw a statistic where it was like saying that like homes that were on the market had been on the market for like upwards of 3 months. So I'm really hoping we see some like dog shit homes that have just been sitting there for ages. That's my goal. By the end of this is to get some really heinous options. So that one's going to be, if you make it to nothing else this week, Balmung Safari is going to be really good, but Zillow stream is also going to be really good. I'm not streaming Thursday or Saturday, but we are streaming again Sunday for Morrowind. We're going to be continuing our Morrowind playthrough, and seeing what Mika Tuvas does now that she's killed the Thieves Guild leader. Can we get a UK property special one week? If you send me a Zillow equivalent, which I think you already have, but send it to me again so I have it, I think we can do that. I think we can make that happen. Unfortunately, question mark, I have the impression of the UK that the really, like, blown out houses don't really exist, but we'll see if that's true. But that is the stream. That is my talking. Thank you guys for sitting through that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a good rest of your Monday. I will go get Topaz out of the house. Make sure that they are alive. Who knows? Who knows where they are? Let me actually raid for once in my life though. Let's see who's live. Where's my... What am I gonna do for this? Let's do something like at least relatively chill. In the art category, maybe? Let me see what we can do. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Everyone, stop yelling at me. Everyone hates me. Everyone hates me. I don't know if I have anyone. I don't have anyone that I can reliably throw you all into, actually. I don't want to be responsible for throwing you into the deep end. Need a yes, Apop, if you give me a recommendation, I'll trust you. And if everyone is sent to the depths of hell. Oh my god, mute Twitch. You can blame Apop. Dave, thanks for coming by. I hope you all had fun. I had fun. Jot that down. Selfie. Okay, let me look. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. Thank you, Apop. You all have emotes. Let me give you a raid message. Do this. Everyone hit him with this. Let me see if it works. Okay, it's going. I'm sending you all into the ether of Sylphie's art commission stream. I hope you enjoy it. I will see you tomorrow. Have fun. Bye.